Hey, this is your girl, BB from the streets, bringing you all that tea. Since Quiet on the Set docuseries aired, all of the allegations of abuse that was going on behind the scenes involving the cast and crew of these Nickelodeon shows has come to light. Dan Schneider, who is executive producer and writer of most of the Nickelodeon shows like All That, iCarly, Victorious, has spoken out, and this is what he had to say. Let's watch.
Discuss. I'm pleased to say that he said yes. Dan, how are you?
I'm okay. I really appreciate you reaching out and giving me the opportunity to talk to you about what we saw over the last 2 nights.
I'm really glad you're here because I believe this is important.
For sure.
We've got a lot of things to unpack. But before I dive into my list of topics that I'd like to discuss, is there anything you'd like to start off with?
Absolutely. Watching over the past 2 nights was very difficult. Me facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret. And I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
Let's talk about the massages.
Okay.
Watching the content yesterday, it was disturbing.
It was wrong. It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. It was the wrong thing to do. I'd never do it today. I'm embarrassed that I did it then. I apologize to anybody that I ever put in that situation. And even additionally, I apologize to the people who were walking around Video Village or wherever they happened, because there were lots of people there who witnessed it who also may have felt uncomfortable. So I owe them an apology as well.
Yeah. Dan, talk to me about the writer's room. From what I saw, not cool.
No, and I don't mean to cut you off, but if I can cut right to the chase, let me just say, no writer should ever feel uncomfortable in any writer's room, ever, period, the end, no excuses. Most TV writers, comedy writers have been in writers' rooms, and they are aware that a lot of times there are inappropriate jokes made and inappropriate topics come up. But the fact that I participated in that, especially when I was leading the room, it embarrasses me. I shouldn't have done it. And I can tell you why it hurts really bad for me. I remember very clearly my early experiences, my first experiences in the entertainment business. I was green, I was scared, I was excited. It meant the world to me that I was getting those opportunities. And I went in and I got lucky because they were great. My first couple of experiences were fantastic. And the fact that I didn't pay that forward to every employee that walked through my door, it hurts my heart, because I should have. And I wish I could go back and fix that. In the writer's room, there's no doubt that sometimes those jokes went beyond the pale, and I said things that went too far, or made practical jokes that went too far. And that was wrong. And that was because, I was an inexperienced producer. I was immature. Wouldn't happen today. But I'm just really sorry it happened.
Yeah. Now, we know you've had a lot of success over 2 decades. Thousands of people have worked with you, for you.
Okay.
Let's speak directly to the people who did not have a good experience with you.
Okay, I would like to speak to those people, because I hate that anybody worked for me and didn't have a good time. You know me. You've been on my sets. Look, I've had some employees that have worked for me for 10 years, some more than 20 years, who would work with me again, but not everybody. There's still a significant number that didn't have a great time working for me, so my batting average isn't nearly high enough in that area. And the way they wouldn't get the best of me is that I would let the pressure of doing 40 or even more episodes per year, I would let that pressure get to me, which a good boss should never, ever do.
Was there specific things that you were doing?
Sure. I would snap at people sometimes. Mm-hmm. I would be snarky when I could have given them a nicer answer. I would not give people the time that they needed. I would be in too big a hurry to get on to the next thing I had to do. And watching that show, there were so many times I wanted to pick up a phone and call some of those people and say, I'm so sorry, and let's talk about it. And I wish you'd had a better time, and I wish I could have shown you a better experience. Yeah.
You're doing fine. But look at what you were doing to this cast and crew for 2 decades of them working with you. And Dan, you are right about that. You should have known and done better, because you were definitely old enough to know better. And it's like the saying goes, you're a day late and $1 short, because you gave the example of when you got into showbiz, how green you were and how nice people treated you. But like you said, you didn't pay it forward. So I don't know why you thought it was okay to do that and making all these innuendos and all these type of jokes when you're at work. It's like you said, you're leading the room and you're making people feel uncomfortable. And you definitely, Dan, watching all those old clips of behind the scenes.
Did she say nice things about me? Because I will tase her if necessary.
Uh-oh. I
have the taser. We haven't had to use it in a long time. But
I said lots of nice things.
So I said nice things about you, too.
Oh.
That's going to get on TV. That's going to get on TV.
Are you official orange from now on?
You too much of a touch-up. All that massaging you was doing, you should have been a masseuse. Having them sitting on your lap and all that other stuff? No, Dan, no. Save that for your wife and your children. Keep your hands to yourself and all that stuff. So I know you definitely traumatized these people. And all you can say is that you're sorry for your creepy behavior. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Dan, stop with all the excuses. You wrote those different things in these shows. You wrote those different scenarios and jokes. And yes, I know other people had to approve it, but your brain was the one that thought it up. And that's where you went wrong. This is just a little bit of advice. For parents that have kids that wanted to go into show business, make sure you're there. Make sure you keeping an eye and keeping watch about what's going on. And let your kids know this is not an end-all be-all for you. This is something you want to do, but you don't have to let anybody push you over or run you over or to treat you inappropriately to get to your dream. When it comes to working in show business with creeps like this, you definitely better watch out for all the Dan Schneiders of the world. Let me know what you think. How can show business be made more safer for cast and crew and especially child actors? Leave a comment below, hit like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell.